Just pretend that the cushion is a steering wheel.
Hey. Whoa. Whoa.
Hey y'all, it's Producer, and today I'm giving y'all something a little bit different. I've always said that I wanted to do I don't know how to say it. I'm calling it Producer Put-Ons right now because I'm putting y'all into some new black YouTube series to watch. But I think I don't really like Producer Put-On that much. But I'm calling Producer Put-Ons at the moment. But yes, this is a new series, and I'm putting you onto black YouTube. Well, it sounds really redundant. Okay, so y'all get it. Y'all get it anyway. And so I want to introduce you this show called Nneka the Uber Driver. It's a cool show, so let's talk about it. Nneka the Uber Driver is directed by Fum Fum Co. and is written by Fum Fum Co. and also by the main actress Nneka Izegbu. Okay, so if you couldn't tell by the name Nneka the Uber Driver and by the little I guess title screen, this is a very Nigerian show, and I do not pronounce these Nigerian names. And Nigerian is probably wrong because there are like 400, maybe not 400, but there's a lot of languages in there. So I could make like an Igbo joke like, oh no, I'm Hausa, or no, I'm actually, let me stop this. I don't really know ethnicities like that. But anyway, I don't know how to pronounce these, but it's a very Nigerian show. So if you're looking for more Nigerian in your life, this show provides to you. But yeah, so let's get into synopsis of the show. So this show is about, of course, Nneka, the Uber driver, and her many adventures that she goes on when she drives. And so she likes it, but her family doesn't like it that much. Her mom doesn't at all. She sort of overreacts. I mean, yeah, she overreacts when she gets the news.
Called me on Tuesday, left me a 4-minute voicemail singing, what is that song from church? What's that song from church?
Let me do it. She did it like this. We are saying thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, my Lord. It was annoying.
And the siblings, well, they sort of supportive. They advise her to like write her stories, like of her I guess her adventures from Uber driving. Wow, what a verb. Anyway, they advise her to like make a whole like book about it, you know, write down all the stories, and so that she can make, since she's a book, she can sell that. Is it something a bit more, because I don't know if they're making a joke about Nigerian parents or just her mom specifically, but she wants her to be like a lawyer or something, or an engineer, and not, as she calls it, a cab driver. So the twins advise that to them, but they're a little shady.
You should write about that.
No.
Yeah.
No. That shit is gold. And then maybe you could put that anthropology degree to use.
That's low.
I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying.
This show is also really interesting because, as you saw, I don't know if you picked that up, but the sibling, the sister, she's Ghazi from Ghazi TV. And in another episode, Evelyn from the Internets, she's also appears in the show as well. And I think it is really cool that these YouTubers are supporting each other and like all these in shows, like their own YouTube content, which is, well, I shouldn't say that. Like, I heard about Uber. I heard about Nneka the Uber Driver from Ghazi TV. So it's sort of weird because how I'm wording it like, oh, they're putting them on. I guess they technically are, but the point is, if you like those YouTubers, they're in here and they're funny. And this show also is, I mean, there's barely any like any Nigerian accents in there, but regardless, you still have English captions, probably for people who need it. Sometimes people want to follow, and some people have a little trouble hearing, and some people need help learning English, so they have captions. So I'm glad that they have captions. Here's an example. Well, I say here's an example, whatever. Anyway, this is what I mean.
Do you ever make what's it called? It was like, I know I'm saying it wrong, but like Jello rice?
Not sure I've heard of that.
Now, I think the show is really good. It's shot very well. It's pretty funny, which I mean, some of these web series can't claim. I'm not going to like hype it up. It's not that funny, but I mean, it's humorous. I'm here for it. The characters are nice. They're likable, and the story structure is pretty similar. I mean, easy to follow through, which is sort of a con for me, but maybe it's not a con for some other people. The show isn't that story heavy. So if you wanted like a really story deep thing, like a Black Lightning, you're not going to get that here because it's every episode pretty much feels like it's an own episode as opposed to being part of an overarching plot. Like it's basically like Proud Family in this case. Although there is some continuity. Because in the first episode, the mom was like, "Oh my gosh, why is my daughter being a Uber driver?" In the second episode, the kids listen. I mean, the twins listen to the mom's complaints, and so they actually talk to Nneka about being an Uber driver. And then, couple episodes in, one of the twins actually follows up and we're like, "Hey, so how's your book going? How's it go? How's it going with your writing?" So it has some continuity, but not much. I'm not going to front, but I like story, but that's not a bad thing. I like this series a lot. And you don't necessarily need to like a big complex overarching plot to have a good series. Now, I just want to first of all say that I moved because I didn't like half my face being in darkness. But anyway, so I want to talk about the cons. Not because I didn't like the show, but because I want to be transparent in how I feel about the show. And there wasn't too many problems. But I think it's something y'all should know. So since this very show is very episodic, they really don't have too many main characters, which makes sense. But when I say they don't have a lot of main characters, I really mean they only have one main character. There's not too much going on. Nneka the Uber Driver is only about Nneka the Uber Driver. I mean, sometimes the episodes they deviate and they're not necessarily about her being like about her in the car driving, but it somehow ties into her being an Uber driver. But that's really it. There's not too many other characters and their stories to follow, and I sort of like that, seeing out of like a big group of at a big cast, like you get to find your favorites. Not saying that like I didn't like Nneka. I really like Nneka as a character, but I was really hoping that like there would be a bit more. And the characters that they do introduce is con number 2, because for the most part, they don't come again, which isn't really that bad. We can have standalone characters. Or they are really badly introduced. Like, the finale is a really good example of this, but there's also other episodes where they talk about people, and we're supposed to know these people? Because they talk about them like, "Oh, yeah. They talk like she's on good speaking terms, and I'm like, shouldn't we like get a actual introduction to them and not be told about them like we already know them? Because we don't know these people." So that was a problem I had. And the last one, y'all can fight me on this one, but this is the pro-black channel, okay? I review black content. And there's a good amount. Well, actually, there's only 2 poems, but that's because there are only 2. Anyway, I am a poet that talks about other things, but there's also a lot of poems that are about being black and pro-black. So when you tell me that the main character only has one love interest and he's white, it rubs me a little bit. Like, I mean, it rubs you the wrong way a little bit. Like, I mean, you can have interracial relationships. That'd be super hypocritical if I said that you couldn't. I would not be here. My mom is not pure. Well, actually, most people aren't pure. My grandfather is like half native. Anyway, most people, period, would not be here without interracial relationships. However, I did not like the fact that, she only had one love interest and he was a white boy. Like, she didn't have any black love interests at all. I don't know. I didn't really like that at all. That's just me, though. Some people may be like, "Oh, producer, you're reaching," or whatever. Or producer's not that good for thing. Y'all can say what you want. But I'm just telling you, I would prefer her to at least have some chocolate, some caramel, some cinnamon before going to some vanilla, having her some vanilla, but whatever. That's just me. Oh, and minor thing. Yes, the sister pops up the most. She comes up in like, I think 3 episodes. But I mean, we don't really know much about her besides that she's shady. So just a minor thing. I don't know if someone's gonna like correct me, but I will say that. But anyway, to close this off, they also have a bunch of mini-sodes where they have the characters in various different situations, and that gives you a bit more of like character development. And I mean, they're not really real episodes. I think they're like supposed to be part of like season 2. But you know, if you like that, you should check that out as well. And nice little segue. They are having a season 2. They're trying to be very more ambitious. I mean, much more ambitious with a bigger cast, and it looks like they're actually having like a story. So I'm interested in that. And they're having a bunch of campaigns. They're taking a lot of money. I think they're having Indiegogo, Venmo, Cash App, and a PayPal. So if y'all like this show, then y'all should well, after watching it, and if you like it, then you should support them so we can have season 2. I've already donated $10. I mean, that doesn't seem like much, but I ain't got a job. So it's not, I don't got a job. I sell my own stuff as like a business, but that is not going too well. But yeah, I highly suggest y'all donating to their thing so we can get a season 2 of this great show. And I say it's so great, so let me prove that to you. I say it is an 8 out of 10. So in a conclusion, Nneka the Uber Driver is a show about a Nigerian descent American chick. Homegirl be whipping everybody around. She likes it, but she doesn't get that much approval from it. So she tries to write stories about her wild adventures. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you like this. And if you want to see more, y'all should... Well, actually, no, I have not made any more of these. But I will. There will be much more of these coming out. And, of course, like I said, there will be a link to Nneka the Uber Driver, which is where I got all the clips from, by the way. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you you go check out Nneka the Uber Driver and you enjoy it. And I will see y'all whenever.